What's up everybody, my name is Nate and welcome to the channel. So recently I was scrolling on TikTok, the doom scrolling, came across this video that was talking about cologne concentration, like perfume, eau de parfum, extrait de parfum, that kind of thing. And it got me thinking about how stupid that is. Now I'm gonna show you why it's stupid. So if you have, let's say a, 40% oil concentration. Terrible. Look at how terrible this handwriting is. Wow, 40% oil concentration. That's a lot. That's gonna last forever, right? No.
You son of a...
So you have a bunch of different ingredients that go into a perfume, that's obvious. But you have like citrus, which citrus only lasts about 1 to 2 hours. So if you have 40% oil concentration and it's all citrus, guess what? It's only gonna last you for about 1 to 2 hours. But then you have things like galaxolide, which is a fixative. It acts as a glue. You can see here, it was tested on a blotter for 48 hours. So that stayed on the scent strip 48 hours before it evaporated. That's much different than a citrus staying on the blotter for 1 to 2 hours. Here's another one, ISOE Super, very well known. This is 48 hours. So if you, let's say you divide this in half and you do 20%, that's gonna last a lot longer than the 40% of just, citrus. This is a mess. But adding a fixative does not usually guarantee that you're gonna have more longevity with the citrus. Erase all of this. But actually what fixatives do is they help the fragrance. So let's say you have a base and this is your, your fixatives down here. There's a thing called vapor pressure. And basically what it is like, let's say you have a citrus. This is an orange, beautiful orange. It looks like a tomato. Go with me here. The vapor pressure on citrus is very high. It just screams off, like crazy. And that's what gives it the 1 to 2 hours. But if you can incorporate a fixative like galaxolide, you can reach up and grab the citrus and pull it down in hopes to increase the longevity to like maybe 2 to 3 hours. Basically, you use fixatives, and those are things like musks or resins or labdanum, benzoin, these like really dense things. Ambroxan is one of them too. Usually what it is it's a solid form, which in turn hold, like when they dry, they turn solid. So that acts as the fixative. Basically, you want to make a bed of fixative to kind of grab these volatile, perfume oils or perfume concentrates and bring them down and hold them in that glue, if that makes any sense. Where this falls apart is if you have 40% oil concentration, but it's all citrus, that's amazing handwriting. This is gonna disappear in an hour, 2 hours. That's why this whole argument of eau de parfum lasts just as long, or if not a little bit longer. It's ridiculous.
The marketing boys say I need a logo.
It's all skin chemistry too, so you have to try it on your own skin to see if it lasts long, because a lot of things don't work on people. It kind of like soaks into their skin, or it evaporates pretty quickly. Sometimes the fixatives don't work on certain skin. It's all up to you, and it's all in your own, space. I would say if you're interested at all in a fragrance and you don't know how it performs, look up some reviews and get a trusted reviewer that doesn't shill and is not paid by the company to spout out false information. And who do you know who to trust? You gotta just kind of trust. You kind of gotta just put your faith in somebody. Everyone could come across as like a shill or, a false representation of the product or whatever. It can be anywhere. But I would say look at like places like Fragrantica or Perfumo. Go to YouTube, look up some YouTube reviews. Maybe stay away from TikTok, but the majority, like, go out and look for reviews and don't just listen to one person. Now, mind you, I want to kind of clarify this too. If you have a high oil concentration on your fragrance or the fragrance that you're buying, so let's say it's a extrait de parfum, 40% oil content. If the formula is well balanced and it has a lot of fixatives and it also has a lot of citrus and it also has all this other stuff, yes, it's going to last for a long time. Usually you would structure making a perfume for the concentration that you're making. So if you're making an extrait de parfum, you would want want a little bit more dense materials to kind of give that longevity. And then when you make an eau de cologne, you would want more citrus freshness. You can make cologne and have it at 20% oil concentration and give it off a nice zing, but it only lasts for 3 hours. So that's why fragrances don't really last all that long when you buy them. It comes down to how it was crafted. Anyway, to recap, citrus elements, they kind of like project off pretty quickly. They're very volatile. You need some glue to kind of hold it down in order for that, you know, to last a little bit longer. It's not going to be beast mode citrus because there's no such thing unless you're using synthetic materials to extend that life. But then you need fixatives to kind of hold things in place while it's kind of pushing off. This is where top notes come from, this is where middle notes come from, and this is where base notes come from. Usually a base note is something that holds a lot of tenacity, that has less vapor pressure, but it still has the longevity aspect. Usually a middle note is something to blend the top and the mid together, and then usually a top has a lot of volatile materials, making it smell fresh, clean, like right away, and it just pierces the nostrils. But usually those wear off pretty quickly, 1 to 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. Anyway, this is just a rough analogy of what goes on when you're making perfume, and this is why the whole argument of buy the eau de toilette and buy the eau de parfum, and the parfum lasts longer. No, it doesn't. Bunch of bullshit. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Hopefully this was helpful. I don't know if it was or not, but you know, there you go. Take care and subscribe.